Marietta Mehanni, and this week's mSwing tip is called a rebound, but we're going to hold the dumbbell at the top. So, what's a rebound? I'm going to put the dumbbell in my right hand, feet not very wide apart. What you're going to do is drop the dumbbell down and then pull the dumbbell up towards the shoulder. So you're going to drop down and pull up, and you're going to use both hands to catch that dumbbell at the top. So what's really important with the rebound? Rebound is a classic functional movement pattern that we do pretty much every day. Not necessarily at this speed, but certainly when we're picking things up off the floor or we're doing some sort of sporting activity. Very classic movement pattern. So we want to make sure bodies are good and conditioned for this sort of thing, but also it's a great way just to get some mobility happening around the feet, hips, and back and shoulder. So, feet not very wide apart, you've got the dumbbell up here at the shoulder, elbow up high. As you drop that weight down, make sure that you turn your whole body. So that's your toe, that's your knee, that's your hip. Don't be worried about moving this other foot. Yeah, your body can take load on an angle, all sorts of different angles, as long as your knee and your toe are pointing in the same direction. So we're going to drop down and we're going to pull up. Drop down and you're going to pull up. Now, I did something earlier which is a little bit different from what I'm doing now. I dropped down and then as I went to the other side, I actually let that heel lift off the floor. So it depends on how much you want to rotate with that rebound action. So you can drop down and just pull up and face forward, or drop down and turn all the way around so that you're allowing that heel to lift off the floor. But if you turn all the way around, that foot's going to move. So you've got to allow that body to rotate. So, key points here. Elbow up super high. So drop down, pull the elbow up. Drop down, pull the elbow up. Quite often, and I usually find this with girls, women, that we get a little bit of what I call the handbag wrist. So you drop down and you pull it up and your elbow's down here. Get that elbow up. It'll feel better too. It won't place any of that stress on the forearm or wrist. So drop down, pull up. Drop down, pull up. Now check out what I'm doing with the other hand. So as I drop down, that other arm swings up or back, and then I pull up here. So drop down, pull up. Drop down, pull up. The other thing that you want to think about too here is also how far you lean forwards. So a classic error is that people think, I've got to get the dumbbell to the floor. So they go here and then they bend over to try and get that dumbbell lower. Try to keep your body upright. You want to get the dumbbell towards the floor because you bent your knees, not because you bent your back. So if you don't want to go down that low or your knees won't let you, just bring it up higher, but you're not bending your back to get it down lower. It's a misunderstanding of intensity. They think down lower is better, but no, if you've got your back curved over and you're having to try and pull yourself up all the time. This is really good for teaching yourself good lifting techniques. Don't do it on the opposite hand. So drop down, pull up, drop down, pull up, drop down, pull up. So there's a little bit of technique involved. It's a great way to move. So if you are someone that sits down at a desk for 30 minutes or more a day, and most of us do, let's be honest, this is your 3 minutes of activity that's highly recommended that you do to stop the issues that come from prolonged sitting, which is now called the new smoking. So you want to make sure that you've got some movement happening. This shouldn't get your heart rate super high, and you could also go heavier. So I've got a 2 kilo weight, but this one you could go 3 or 4, but make sure that your body's ready for that extra load, or you could do it with nothing at all. You could do it with a pen. It doesn't really matter as long as you're getting that movement happening with your body. If you want to find out more about mSwing and other mSwing movement patterns, check out our mswing.com.au website. We've also got some great videos on Vimeo, and we've got education videos on Vimeo as well if you're a fitness professional. And finally, we have a Facebook page, Join the Smiling Movement. And that's this week's mSwing tip.